Right, we're under here again, under the old bonnet of the Discovery. Now, I've got a bit of a leak. I've got an exhaust leak on the manifold. I had this before, and big pain in the arse. I had to put a new gasket on it, drill out and re-tap the stud hole. It's this one here. I don't know whether it's going to come up actually. You might just be able to see a little stud and a nut just underneath this Jubilee clip here. Now what happens is it leaks. I don't know if we're going to... You might be able to see a little bit of black soot on that gasket down there. You might not be able to. I can't see it in the viewfinder, so... but that leaks and it creates a squeak, and you know, fairly obviously that's not a good thing to be having. What'll happen is it will create like a little channel. Say if this was leaking on this one here, it would create like a little channel on the head, like a little groove basically, and you'd never be able to get it to seal, obviously, because it will be a groove. So it does need to be rectified as soon as possible. Those hot gases coming out of there at whatever speed they come out is not a good thing. Thought I'd also check to make sure that we're not leaking. I think we are leaking slightly out of that bung, but it doesn't appear to be a lot at the moment. So I'm going to go and see if I can find myself a socket set and see if I can nip that bolt up. Hopefully that nut just needs nipping. I don't want to have to take the manifold off again. It's getting quite nippy out here now. And if I do have to take it all off again, I'd rather just replace it with a better one, so don't really want to have to be doing that right now. Well, my socket set is... oh, it's got a socket on the end of it. My socket set now is getting a bit worse for wear. The ratchets are all seized up. Well, they work. I've used them a hell of a lot. The little mechanisms inside don't really work that well anymore. That one always skips. I think this one is the least used one. I don't use that one very often. But this one and this one I used a hell of a lot. So I'm going to have to think about replacing that fairly soon. But I've got myself a 13mm. Got myself on here, and oh, it is quite loose. There's hardly any pressure on that, so that's surprising. I don't want to strip that thread out because it's a very weak thread after it was re-tapped. I didn't like the feel of it, so let's check all of these while I'm at it. They all seem to be quite tight, which is good news. That's what we want them to be, all quite tight in there. Since I'm not actually doing them up, I'm only checking them. It doesn't matter what order I go in. If I was actually doing them up, I'd need to be going in a cross manner. But we're all fairly tight in now. I can't get to the bottom one, unfortunately, down there. You have to take the aircon pump off, which is down there. You don't want to be taking that off really. But that one there was definitely loose, so hopefully that's that fixed. Like I said, I don't really want to be taking the old manifold off and putting a new gasket on and re-tapping that hole all over again. I don't have a tap and die set anymore because the one I did have was very, very worn and just broke. All the taps broke. I definitely don't like the feel of that thread. It doesn't actually tighten, it just... well, I don't know, it is kind of tight, but those of you might understand what I mean. It doesn't feel great. But I've done it up a lot more than what it was, so let's hope that's that. Sweet. I won't know whether that's remedied the problem until I take it for a drive, because it only happens when you're on when you're accelerating hard in all the gears apart from fifth. But when that gets really bad, which it did last time, it does it even in fifth gear. But anyway, let's go see what else I can do. Gotta do some cold starts today. Right, we need a match. So I have to open up a box of these, get a match out. Once I get a match out, I can start burning all the unwanted rubbish that nobody wants to buy or nobody wants. That's the trouble when you're me. You get stuff with a plan, and the plan never works out. So you have to burn it. Right, I need to replace, this is from my George, and the last time I used it I did happen to notice that the end here had become split, and obviously that ain't no good. So I went and spent very little money and bought a cheap, non-genuine replacement part, because I don't like spending money. So I thought I'd get this lovely cheap one. So let's replace it. It's one of those things what has to be done, because if you don't do it you'll never ever do it, and it's very easy to do, so there's no reason not to do it really. Take a little flat-headed screwdriver, stick it in that little hole there, and that will pop out like that, and you're going to have to do the other side. That's that off, and then you've just, all you've got on my new one is black, but on the original ones it's like a white thing, and it's got the opposite, it's got a backwards thread on it, so you just screw it the unconventional way and get rid of that, and get rid of that. Get the new one, put that on, screw it backwards to get it on as far as it will go. Make sure it's as tight as you can get it, because you don't want it to be leaking suction around the edge. Oh, hold on a minute, me getting carried away with myself. You've got to put that bit on first. There would have been those of you looking at that shouting at me going, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong, damn you, you don't deserve to be alive. Well, I realised that, so I put it on the right way. Get your new one, jam that on there, done, sorted. That ain't going to be leaking now, and got a new end on it. Just what I wanted. Sweet. I wonder. I wanted to go and get a bit of petrol to put in the car, put in the Focus. So I thought to myself, well, the biggest cans I've got are these two. This one, I don't know, I know these are bloody old. Got W Arrow D 1957 it's got on that, RTB CPNF. Don't know what they mean. Obviously I would assume that's the year it was made, 1957. So I went to have a look. Well, this one had a bit in it, this one had a little bit in it, but I had to dispose of it, I had to tip it away because it was, well, it was about 10 years old. But inside there's all gone funny, unfortunately. I did still put petrol in it, and I still poured it in the car, and I just used a filter. Oh, it's gone. Where's it gone? Oh, well, anyway, I had a little mesh filter what goes in that funnel. I don't know where that's gone. It should be here somewhere. I've obviously lost it somewhere. Anyway, so I poured it in there, but it's weird. Let's see if we can get a torch and have a look in there. Alright, let's see what exactly has happened. I dare say they put like a black coating inside these to stop rust and everything. But yeah, you can see where the black coating's all gone. It's gone rusty in there. Well, I mean red coating, sorry. Well, it's right, red and black. It can be black, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's black. I don't think we're going to... Oh, are we focusing on the middle? We're kind of focusing on there. Which is a shame. I dare say there's a way or a process or a person or a company somewhere that can recoat the inside of these. I mean, there's not a lot what's impossible these days. But I'm wondering if I can just wash it out a few times and get all that gunk out of there. That might be possible. I might look into it, but as I said, I still used it as it was. And I just watched as the petrol was coming out, and there was nothing, it was just petrol. There weren't any debris coming out with it, so I'm assuming that it's not going to cause a problem. I'll probably just use it like it is. Let's have a look inside this one. I used this one as well. Now let's have a look at this. I got these from my dad many years ago when I was like 10 years old. I used to use these when I was, when I used to race, well I didn't used to race properly, I used to do a bit of motocross, I used to race against other people and friends and all that. And so I used to use these then sometimes to put a bit of petrol in. The problem is, there's no date on this one. I'm sure I saw a date somewhere, or at least some more writing. Somewhere on here. This one is slightly smaller and it looks newer. Oh, here we go. I knew I saw it. It's not. It's older. It's got W plus D, W arrow D. I don't know what that means. Probably should do, but I don't. And then we got 1953 on there. 1953. Is that the year that it was made? I don't have any idea. And then we got BMB, lovely. So it doesn't matter what, I know these are bloody old. This one's slightly narrower than this one. This one's wider for some reason. I think they're about 20 litres. But this one's still got about, still about half full roughly. It's got a smaller opening, a smaller spout. It's about half full of petrol because I wanted to save a bit because, you know, I'm always, sometimes I need a bit of petrol to clean something or whatever. Petrol nowadays, in this country at least, is blue for some reason. Stupid, keep adding, oh, what is it they add? I forget what, ethanol. Anyway, this has got a bit more of the red coating in it. It hasn't corroded and gone funny as bad as the other one. I don't know if we're going to be able to see in there because the opening, the little spout's smaller. So I don't think we're going to be able to get a look in now with this torch. I'm using this big long torch. I don't think we're going to be able to get a look in there, but anyway. Yeah, so that's those. I do like them. These are bloody brilliant petrol cans. I might, well, there's no need to use one for diesel, but it'd be nice to have one for diesel, one for petrol, wouldn't it? But I just use them both for petrol, man. Sweet. Oh well, I think the fire's still going nice. This microwave does still work. Some of you may have noticed that when I done the ravioli one yesterday, I started with this microwave, said I was going to try it, but then it switched to the black one. That's because I forgot. I went in the garage and messed about for a bit, and when I come back out, I just forgot about using this microwave because it was there. I forgot about it completely. I picked up the black one and put it on the floor, plugged it in, and just carried on making the video. I completely forgot about this one. But I just tested it and it does still work. It is very, very worse for wear on the inside, however. So I'm actually going to try and kill this microwave for good. Problem is, I can't do anything that's going to make a loud bang because of where I live. The neighbours would just, well, it would just be a big pain in the arse. So I'm going to have to try and get that other generator fixed, and then I can take it somewhere in a big field and put a load of gunpowder in here or something, petrol, gunpowder and all kinds of stuff, fireworks, and we'll make it explode. But for that I need a generator that can power it, and I haven't got one that can power it yet. So you know, if I can come across one cheap or something like that, or borrow a generator or something like that to power it, then I'll be doing that. So that's going to be the fate of this microwave in, well, hopefully not too distant future. A little bit on the smoky side. That ravioli tin hasn't exploded yet. Probably won't for a while. It probably won't, full stop, to tell you the truth.